Money, the lifeline of healthcare, has been so scarce, yet the consequences are life-threatening. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Medical Services admitted that the ministry is grossly underfunded.
The 10% that we treat directly from government allocation this year, in my budget this year, I didn't get the money. I was expected to get 500 million. So that was a hole in the budget. We didn't have that money. We didn't get it.
Yet that is the only amount the government usually contributes to HIV funding for its own country. The Global Fund and the Presidential Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief PEPFAR usually caters for the other 90%. Apparently, the ministry is still reeling from a huge pending bill, amounting to over 2 billion shillings it accrued following the post-election violence and the Sachangwan oil tanker crisis. To date, the flow of resources in that ministry has not come back to normal.
We have never been given enough money to normalize the situation. In between, we are continuing to give our normal services, but at the same time, under a very tight budget, where it's almost like from hand to mouth. I mean, just enough.
Kiyiapi says among other essential supplies, IVs, commonly known as drips, have been out of stock for a year now. To keep hospitals running, the PS says he had to divert funds meant for development, such as buying equipment, rehabilitating and building hospitals. First, it had to gather $500 million shillings to cater for HIV funding, and then a similar amount to buy the essential medicines and supplies. If this trend continues, then the country can hardly invest in its healthcare, a phenomenon that has been true for the last 20 years. The result has been hospitals have been immensely overstretched, and they simply can't match the demand for the services required by the public.
But we are perpetually in a crisis buying medicine, and we are not building. At that rate, I can assure you, and I can say without contradiction, if we take this approach of just firefighting forever, in another 5 years from now, we'll be talking of a different problem altogether.
Sylvia Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.